So this is why they moved for the rally.
All right, moving on. ABC Amba TV News just learned that Greenpeace Africa, an NGO, is calling on the Colonial Republic of Cameroon's government to put in place an effective disaster risk management plan. The return of the rains this year has caused severe flood not just in Ambazonia-like towns of Buea and Victoria that have left untold damages, which includes loss of lives, but also in La Republic of Cameroon in cities like Douala. Faced with this situation, which seems to be getting worse over the years, the failed La Republic of Cameroon's government's response do not seem to be accurate.
Even if La Republic discriminates only against Ambazonians, the effect of poor town planning is everywhere, which proves they are just poor in management. The case of the city of Douala is symptomatic of the ongoing situation. Just this week, the floods in the town led to the collapse of a buildings leaving close to 40 people dead and several others wounded. These floods are becoming recurrent in Cameroon, as in several other countries of the world, are one of the strong signs that climate change is a reality and require urgent actions from leaders. Ranise Jovia Njuja, campaigner at Greenpeace Africa, says we need to attack the root of the problem. The floods we are experiencing today are the result of little to no foresight on the part of the government.
Well, in 2020 alone, nearly 160,000 people were affected by flooding in far north of La Republic of Cameroon, a region already heavily impacted by the exactions of Boko Haram sects, and which, like the rest of the world, had to deal with COVID-19 pandemic. Greenpeace Africa calls on the government of La Republic of Cameroon to take its responsibilities and reconsider its international commitment in terms of risk management and natural disasters, protection of people, and the fight against climate change. In their words, it says, we note that for cities like Douala and Yaoundé, the outflow of rivers from their beds is partly linked to the clogging of drains by plastic bottles. Where are we with a ban on the use of non-biodegradable plastics packaging decided in 2014? Well, it is clear that its implementation was limited to the first weeks of the signing of the decree, says René Jovier.
Well, Ranise Jovia indicates that it is more than urgent for La Republic to ensure the implementation of the measures in its contingency plan. It is also important to put in place adaptation measures in order to prevent disasters related to the changing climate, but also to protect people and their property, and thus remain consistent with its international commitments in the fight against these floods.